All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to talk about something that's really the key to unlocking English, building a vocabulary that you can actually use, a vocabulary that feels powerful. So let's get into it. You know that feeling, right? You're in a conversation, you're trying to make a point, and the perfect word it's right there on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't grab it. Ugh, it's so frustrating. But you know what? That feeling, it really just comes down to one single thing. Yup, that's it. The secret is simply having a strong vocabulary. And here's the best part. It's not some magic talent you're born with. It's a skill. It's like a muscle. And right here, in this explainer, we're going to build that muscle together, step by step. Okay, so first things first, let's really get clear on why this matters so much. Because look, this isn't about memorizing a dictionary just to sound smart. Not at all. This is about completely upgrading the way you think and communicate in English. What it really boils down to is this: precision. When you have the right words, you can say exactly what you mean. And that clarity, that's what builds real confidence. And once you have that confidence, everything gets better. You're speaking, you're listening, even you're writing. It's this awesome upward spiral. So, where do we start? How do we actually do this? Well, the whole journey kicks off with a really simple and honestly pretty enjoyable first step. We're just going to start absorbing new words from the world all around us. And we're going to focus on just 2 core habits. Seriously, that's it. Nothing complicated here. These are 2 super simple things you can start doing like today. Number 1, read every day. Number 2, keep a vocabulary notebook. Now, reading is so powerful because of one magic word: context. Think about it. Trying to memorize a list of random words well, it's boring. And it's tough, right? The words don't mean anything. But when you read something, a book, an article, whatever, you see that word in its natural habitat. You see how it works in a sentence. That context, it's like the super glue for your memory. And as you're reading and finding these new words, you need a place to capture them. That's where the notebook comes in. And keep it simple, just 3 columns: the word itself, what it means, and then, and this is so important, your own example sentence. When you make it personal, that's when it really sticks. Okay, so you're doing it. You're reading every day. Your notebook is starting to fill up with all these cool new words. But then what? How do you stop what I like to call vocabulary evaporation? You know, where you learn a word on Monday and by Friday, poof, it's just gone. Well, that brings us right to our second step. It's all about making those new words stick. We have to actively reinforce what we've learned. And this is the fun part, where we bring in the tools. You know, old school flashcards, they still work great. There are a ton of amazing mobile apps out there too. But honestly, don't overlook the simplest tool you have, your notebook. Just spending like 5 minutes a day flipping through it can make a huge difference. The whole point here is to make this feel less like a chore and more like a game, right? Every time you quiz yourself and you remember a word, you get that little yes moment, that little jolt of satisfaction. And that feeling is what keeps you motivated and coming back for more. All right, so we've got absorbing new words and we've got reinforcing them. That's the foundation. That's huge. But everything we've done so far is leading up to this next step. And let me tell you, this is the one. This is what separates the people who just know a lot of words from the people who can actually use them. And here it is, step number 3. Use them or lose them. This is it. This is the absolute game changer. It's the final, most important piece of the entire puzzle. Because look, practice isn't just about not forgetting. It's about ownership. It's about making a word truly yours. This is the step that takes a word from being just ink on a page in your notebook and puts it right into your mouth, into your real conversations. It becomes part of your active vocabulary. So what do I mean by active vocabulary? Simple. It's all the words you can use without even thinking about it. They just flow. They pop into your head automatically right when you need them. That is the ultimate goal. Let's make this super practical. Okay, remember that word delicious from our notebook example? Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is simple. Find one opportunity today to use it. Seriously, just tell someone, this coffee is delicious, or I had a delicious lunch. That one little action makes it 1,000 times more likely that word is yours for life. Okay, so let's pull all this together. How do we make this a real part of our lives? We stop thinking of it as this giant, overwhelming project. Instead, we frame it as a simple but really powerful daily habit. Here's your daily plan. It's just 3 steps. 1. Absorb. That means read and note down a word. 2. Reinforce. Practice it with your flashcards or your app. And 3. Master. Go use that word in the real world. That's the whole system. Absorb, reinforce, master. And you know why this system actually works? Because it's not about cramming 50 words in one day and then forgetting them all by the weekend. No, it's about small, consistent, daily progress. It's about getting just a little bit better every single day. Your English just keeps getting stronger and stronger. When you really think about it, this whole journey, this whole process of building an amazing vocabulary that's going to help you for the rest of your life, it all starts with something so small. It starts with a simple decision to learn just one single word. So I'm going to leave you with a question, and I don't want you to think about tomorrow or next week. I want you to think about right now, today. What new word are you going to learn? And more importantly, how are you going to use it?